Hey yo, YouTube. It is Connor and Chris with Metal Inside Me. Today we interviewed metal band Shadows and Colors from Finland. Chris?
They are a four-piece, and over the course of our interview, we talked about how they strike a good working balance with one another, as well as some cultural things about Finland.
Yeah. And so we are going to play a clip of their music, and then it's going to jump right into the interview. This is the day when I'm older. 'Cause my heart has got to time to fight against my thoughts. Over and over again. The circle comes to an end. We have seen the before. Every word is already said. We've been too long in before.
We'll get started by having you guys introduce yourselves and tell us what you do in the band.
Yeah, my name is Elias Sinervo. I'm the lead guitarist. We don't have that many solos, but I consider myself as the lead guitarist and main composer, kind of riff master. Here is Ronne.
Hi, I'm Ronne Saarinen, and I'm a lead singer, and that's about it.
Hi, my name is Sebastian Kivimäki and I'm the drummer.
And we have fourth member also, Riku Björn. He was not able to come here today. He's in different city at the moment doing some work stuff, and he's our rhythm guitarist.
Awesome. So why don't you guys tell us how Shadows and Colors formed?
Actually, me and Elias, we kind of started this. It was about 2015.
Yes.
We played together at a band called From the Wasteland. It was kind of like
Technical death metal, basically. Yeah. More extreme than our current band. We started from there basically because our then drummer in From the Wasteland left and Sebastian Kivimäki came in, and I kind of figured out early that he and I were more suitable to do some other style of music because he has his own thing with the alternative rock metal and nu metal and all that 90s stuff and early 2000s stuff. And when we were just jamming, and I realized that this guy is better in that kind of thing in lieu of doing blast beats 24/7. And I was also kind of tired of that band and growing out of that genre. I enjoy it, I like fast riffs and shredding, all that jazz. But I think with that band we have more wide range of styles and things we can do. So we started to jam. I had some riffs and kind of song forms in the basic format like verse, chorus, verse, and some ideas. And that 2015 summer, we just basically played together, like me and Sebastian, just guitar and drums, and we figured out what kind of style we would like to do and what kind of songs. Then Ronne joined in the same year.
Yeah, he played bass.
Now in December, he was our original bass player, and he has also musical background. He has played since he was like 6-year-old and knows theory like I do. And then we have some member changes in those early years. Guys were coming and guys were going. And then we kind of found our style. We had 2 vocalists before Ronne.
Yes.
And once they left, we realized that Ronne was more suitable to do the vocal instead of playing the bass. So Ronne jumped into the vocal, becoming the vocalist, and Riku came to do the rhythm guitar stuff because we were at that moment playing with one guitar, but our songs needed 2 guitars, so I recorded all the stuff in studio. But we realized that in live situations, we definitely need 2 guitarists, like in Porispere local festival here, in which we were able to play when we won the local band competition. We have only 1 guitarist, but then Sebastian's greatest friend Ville Rajala came and he was our live guitarist. So, but now that
now we have kind of a 5th member. It's our studio guy, Santeri Peltomäki at Entropy Studios. He usually plays all the live bass.
yeah, like we don't have bass player at the moment.
Yeah, but Santeri plays bass on the live.
Yeah, but
Live
he's
event.
our live member because he does not have time to do this band and commit to it, but he can play our songs live well enough. And we realized that when we write our songs and music as a 4-piece group, with this lineup, the chemistry is on point. Like usually the 5th guy was always the pain in the ass, not personally, but musically.
Yeah.
So now we have the great chemistry that like we all complement each other in a way, like the things I lack, the other guys have, etc. Things Sebastian lacks, I have. So it's now the complete package, great harmony.
So you're talking about how you guys kind of balanced each other out. With that said, I'm wondering what your songwriting process is like.
Usually Elias has something new, or Riku has some like really small part or 1 riff, and it kind of like
Goes from there. Usually, like many songs, I have the basics, main riff, the verse, chorus, the chord progressions, and kind of the key of the song. And if there's some modulations going on, like changing the key in different parts, I come with the parts and then we rearrange it as a band. Like if I have three riffs, I go with my riffs to the rehearsals and I show the riff to the guys, and then the other guys say that what they might do differently. We just start to play and it goes from there. Like Sebastian adds his juice into the drums, and afterwards when we have the instrumental basis, Ronne starts to tinker with the lyrics. Like from these walls, it was in a way that I had composed the basics of the song. We went to the rehearsals, we started to arrange it as a band. Then I had 2, 3 or 4 lines of lyrics, but no fucking idea how to arrange those. I gave those to Ronne and Ronne completed the whole package. So that's how we balance each other out, and it's in key part in our songwriting process. Like if we were doing this solo, these songs would not be what they are like now, right now.
Yeah, awesome. Can you tell us a little bit more about once you've written and maybe recorded a song, how you get it mixed and mastered, and who produces your music?
We produce our music ourselves.
Yes.
But our live bassist Santeri, he records all the stuff. He has a studio here in our hometown, and he's doing a really great job.
Yeah, we don't have to fret about the EQing the snare or stuff like that. We just come with our instruments, plug in and play. It's that simple. I have kind of the idea of the sounds. I think some spacey reverb here, and I have my pedals we put in there, and Santeri does the tinkering with the knobs, etc. So like that, we produce ourselves. Santeri might have some ideas, like the studio guy or studio wizard, as you might say. So, but yeah, we and him basically. We don't have any label at the moment, unfortunately. But it would be nice to have some outer eye in our music in the future. Like if there would be a guy who could push us forward or squeeze some more juice out of our music, it would be nice. But at the moment, we produce our music ourselves. And usually Sebastian is kind of the driving force in the studio. He likes to experiment a lot with the song parts and rearranging and that's sing. I'm more about the melodies, sounds, and harmony, that stuff. But Sebastian more about like now comes the stop, everybody stops, and now we play again. Be my that's this and that.
Let's cut this part out, take it out, and put these together. All right, like that.
So on the topic of you guys working very well together, I'm curious what your musical influences are individually and how those come together in the studio.
Well, there's a lot of influences. A lot of bands from metal, like Bring Me the Horizon, Architects, and well, Wage War, etc. There is a lot of bands, but there is also different genres, like from rap music, EDM, and like that. It's a large scale. Well,
Sä jatkaa.
I think my playing style it comes from doom metal mainly, and then there is also like this metalcore stuff, Born of Osiris, Veil of Maya, and some. I think maybe like In Flames, kind of stuff like that. It's something that I usually listen to always, and
He listens to same music.
yeah. I found something new, but then I go always back to the new metal, and that's why I have this Limp Bizkit album tattooed here.
Nice.
Awesome.
He has a lot of ink in his skin. And when it comes to my influences, I might just open the Pandora's box. Like lots of different style. It started with Metallica and Red Hot Chili Peppers, Iron Maiden, kind of classic rock, classic metal, 80s, 90s stuff. It went from there very fast into the metalcore, like Trivium, not so much Bullet for My Valentine. It was a really fast phase, and then I jumped straight into Born of Osiris, Veil of Maya, Circle of Contempt, Periphery. Periphery before they were signed to Sumerian.
Those bands are like something we have to together.
Yeah, exactly. Like I remember in 08, 2008, 2007, I was already listening to Periphery. Then I kind of left that stuff there, found Bring Me the Horizon, and jumped into the Dream Theater. Like John Petrucci as a guitarist was a huge influence and still is. Yeah, shredding. Then again, Pink Floyd is kind of always there. Queen is always there, and some kind of guitar checking. I like to call kind of shred porn, like Steve Vai, Alan Holsworth, Polyphia, like the more contemporary artists like that. But maybe with style and our band, the one you can hear is Bring Me the Horizon, in a way that we are not afraid to test different things, and I appreciate that band because they are always creating new, trying to reinvent their own wheel, and I feel that we try to do the same thing, like not doing the same song twice. So their kind of more attitude is very appealing to me and us. So, but yeah, I listen to all kinds of music, even some Jewish World and Lil Peep if the situation is right, but more 70s rock and guitar jerking might be the answer.
Yeah, the actual Lil Peep is
Yeah.
The Lil Peep with the Travis Barker remix, that's really fucking awesome song.
Yeah, there's the XXXTentacion, Lil Peep, and Travis Barker did the drum track and some distorted rhythm guitars. It's like some pop, punk, rock, and
Sounds like Blink.
yeah, Blink with mumble rap, basically. But yeah, but kind of eclectic style, many styles, and I appreciate jazz and blues like B.B. King and all those OGs.
So I'm wondering how you guys approach lyric writing. Do you feel it's important to have a very clear message in your music? Do you like to keep it more open to interpretation, or are you just, having fun with your lyrics?
Well, it's. I think it's more like how I feel about the instrumental, how it makes something. The instrumental always makes some kind of thing to my mind, and I start to write about it, and sometimes it's good, and then I come up with some other idea, and well, it's not about the message, it's just about how I feel about it.
And I see that the lyrics are more like universal in a way that no matter what's your own personal situation, you can have some resonance with them. They are open for interpretation. You can interpret them. So tulkita siis. Interpret. Yeah.
Joo, tätä.
So you brought up Bring Me the Horizon as a comparison for how your music is kind of eclectic and how you're comfortable with some sort of change. And so I want to ask you guys how you feel about the concept of being fit into a subgenre, and if there's a genre you think that you fit into. And of course, it's perfectly fine to just say, no, fuck that, we don't think we fit into anything. But I am curious what you think.
I don't really know. I haven't thought about it. So, no.
It's hard to say, I think. I don't know.
I'm with these guys, it's hard to say. With individual songs, you would answer that question, like, for example, Medusa. It's kind of straightforward new metal, alternative metal. There is nothing metalcore or progressive or experimental with that song. But then again, From These Walls is more like post-hardcore, a little bit more faster tempo and like that disco ensemble energy. Finnish band that plays same style with that song. False Perfection, definitely some metalcore thing there, and it's symphonic. I don't know. Atmospheric, more like there's the lead guitar stuff, some ambient thing going on.
But the newest song, Hatred, it's like real old school metalcore with those, mikä niinku alkukantainen.
Primal.
With those like primal breakdowns. But the song is like, it's originally, it's almost 15 years old song that I had made it with Ville Rajala, who played one live show with us 15 years ago, but I recorded it, and then we published it.
Yeah, we felt like
it came out fine.
Yeah, it came out like
let's publish it.
Yeah, and fit into our catalog, and we said that we'll just publish it. So why stress about it? People have responded well, like our friends. Oh, killer new song. Yeah, it's 15 years old.
Awesome. So, you've talked about you guys having this unique sound. Is that something that was very important to you when you started this band? And have you found that having this unique sound has helped you market your band? And kind of the last tail end of this question is asking about how you approach the online marketing of your band.
I don't know that if we have unique sound yet. Like we are trying to find it. To be honest, we are very little band, unfortunately, at the moment. Aspire to be bigger, obviously. With that sound, like we have eclectic sound, different songs, it is, I feel, harder to market because if you stick with one niche market, let's say melodic death or progressive metalcore, it's much easier when your band sounds like all the others. But then again, I think we think in the long-term way that we like to be relevant years to come. Try to do music that is long-lasting. And in a way, we are still, yes, little band, not much to brag about, but like Medusa was originally written also 5 years ago when I and Sebastian started to.
It's the first stuff that we wrote together.
Yeah, so it's 5-year-old song and we released in this year and it was still good song. So maybe there's something to that's trying to find your own style, being honest to yourself, so that pays off. And rather than just following the trends, you are always 2 or 3 steps behind, because if the big acts are doing X and you are just coming and trying to copy what they do, they're already in there going forward and knowing what to do next. So we try to escape competition by being authentic.
Yeah. So I want to ask about your time spent performing live, as well as what the live music scene is like where you are in Finland.
Live scene here in our town is unfortunately dead under the rock, because
all the places that we used to play, they are all shut down,
bankrupt, basically. So in
our hometown there is no place to play right now.
We used to have like 3 rock bars and places we could play, and we have had the kind of full stack in the audience. Like the place was full, like 100, 200 people.
Yeah, there was at this bar called Baarikaappi.
In English, it's bar closet.
Yeah, so at that place, it was so full that they couldn't let any more people in. So that was like, it was fucking amazing.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that was 2 years ago, and now there is no place to play. But when you travel 150 kilometers to south, you go to Turku.
Yeah,
and then it's more larger city. There is more places in Tampere. There are more places, and obviously in our capital Helsinki, there are plenty places to play. And we have had 2 gigs in Helsinki at the moment, in Hard Rock Cafe Helsinki and some rock bar, which name I can't recall at the moment. In our town, the scene is dead, but in our nation, Finland, the scene is not dead, in a way that there are plenty of metal bands. We have only 5.4 million people in our whole country, less than in the city of New York. So New York has 3 million people more than we have in our whole country. That kind of gives the frame. In Finland, there are many metal bands, places to play, but in the major cities, not in Pori, in which we live. Pori is like 10th largest city in Finland. So it's not the smallest, but definitely not the largest and center of this culture or scene.
Yeah. So what is the general attitude of people in Finland when they hear that you're in a metal band? Do they think that metal's like kind of this like weird small thing? Because in America, we do have a great big metal scene, but because there's so many people, most people that we come in contact with think it's like a weird kind of outsider thing to be into metal.
Yeah. Is there any stigma attached to the genre, or is it basically just accepted as another genre of music?
No, here I think metal genre it's like normal.
Yeah, it's pretty normal and accepted, mainly because like 10 years ago, we had few mainstream metalish, not full-blown metal, but metalish bands like Nightwish and Him, and they were major stars. Like were making lots of money with their albums and revenues and tours, and people appreciated that. And Finland has that metal label to it, like Bruce Dickinson, the vocalist of Iron Maiden, has said that Helsinki is the capital of heavy metal or the metal. So that kind of gives maybe us some advantage. Like it's not stigma to play metal in even at the parties. Like I have, and we have many kind of basic friends, like you might say basic bits in a way, like normal people, like normal people, very like those guys who drink Indian pale ale and dress with the button-down Oxford shirts and have their khakis. They might listen to metal also. Like we have many those friends that we had a road trip to some other city, and half of the songs were mainstream Spotify top 40, but the half of them were like Wage War, Architects, and Bring Me the Horizon. So they are not afraid of screaming nor distorted guitar. So in here, it is more acceptable, as you kind of say.
Right. Yeah. All right. So just a broad question here, and it is very broad. What are your goals for the band? Like if you had to picture yourself in like a year, 5 years down the road, where do you think you guys are headed?
Yeah. I would like to be at Rock am Ring. Or maybe at once Warped.
It's dead.
Onko?
Oh. There is no one Warped Door anymore. He's only. But maybe the COVID-19 kind of messed up with the touring fantasies and gigs and all that jazz. But I look forward that we might release an album that might be relevant in some small niche, like within the metalheads, and try to find our unique style, and with unique style and authenticity with that to stand out from the sea of same kind of bands. I don't know. Try to do our best and look where it leads us. And not to copy some other's paths, because there is already one Bring Me the Horizon, there is already one Metallica, there is already Iron Maiden, so they are doing their thing best, so we have to find our thing and do that best in a way that no one else can copy this.
All right, thanks.
So what has been your biggest individual struggle as a band? What has been like either a season, a moment in time, or just something about the band that has just been very difficult?
Maybe during the early days when we have had those lineup changes, like there has never been problem with me, Ronne, Sebastian, or the fourth member Riku, who is not here. And we don't have any personal stigma with the other members that were in our band and left. But during those times, it was very hard to find time for rehearsals, for studio, because there was just some minor nitpicking going all the time with different views about the music, the lyrics, and stuff like that. So there was no personal drama like you suck, you're a fucker, nothing that, like we are friends today still, but maybe some musical ideas and differences with that. And obviously it affects the whole band, but when we find out that we are better as a four-piece, there has not been any drama, in my honest opinion. Of course, we have different views because we are four different individual people with our own background and taste, etc. But we kind of find the harmony with this lineup. So the hardest part was when all the members weren't putting 100% in the past, but now all are doing that. So that's obviously history, and it's good that it's in the past.
Right. So now asking the converse of that, what is the best or most significant thing that you've experienced as a band? What's been most meaningful to you so far?
Mä en tiedä, olisiko se paarikaappakeikkokin,
Niin se Laverna Borisberg.
I think it might be the show at the bar Closet.
Baarikappi. Yeah.
yeah. That was like, it was fucking amazing. I really liked it.
It was full crowd and all that. For me personally, the biggest achievement, I think, when we won the local band competition show, it was held by the largest media in our hometown or county or that area, not only in Pori but all the cities here. The Satakunnan Kansan media had the band competition and all the local bands could attend into that competition if they had video and song to go with that. So we went with the self-filmed video and self-recorded song. We wiped out that competition and we got more than half of the votes, and there were 16 plus bands. So we won by landslide, and with that landslide victory, we were able to perform at Porispere Festival in 2017.
Yes.
And the Porispere Festival is held here in Pori. Yeah, it's a small city, but there were bands like Testament, you know, the thrash metal band, Testament.
Right.
Yeah. That was one of the major bands there. So being able to play at the same festival was the biggest thing for me with this band. Like, we were the first band to start at the smallest venue, but it doesn't fucking matter. We are in the same door poster, our band and Testament. So that's big achievement.
Right.
Awesome. So I think. Oh, sorry.
No.
No. He might have the same either with me or Sebastian.
It's like those both events were really awesome, and I think those were the biggest highlights until now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I think we're at the point of the interview where if you guys have anything you want to plug, if you want to bring up anything you want to discuss, or if you have any questions for us, feel free. The floor is yours.
How often you do interviews like this with the bands that are same size than we are? Like, we were very fortunate to be this interviewer, and it came out of blue for us. Like, you just wanted to have interview us, and we were amazed. We are very stone faces, like Finnish people in here, so we aren't very extroverted and excited.
Yeah.
Inside, we are excited that we were part of the show, so we are very thankful. So
Yeah, a little bit nervous.
yeah.
Yeah, well, we talk to one band a week, and the sizes, they vary. We're not really very much concerned with the exact size of the band. We just want to talk to bands who make good music, and part of that is promoting their music. So it's about once a week, and we're as happy to be talking to you as you are to be talking to us.
Thank you. Nice to hear that.
How's the weather over there?
Weather.
What's that?
We didn't.
Weather, like, how much is raining? Is the sun shining? What's the temperature like? Not in Fahrenheit, but in Celsius degrees. But if you say Fahrenheit, we can convert that, so no big deal. It's warm or cold, snowing, sun shining. What's weather there?
It's a lovely day here in the southern United States. It's about 65 degrees and sunny, and it's a perfect day to wake up right at the crack of noon and basically do nothing. I think, yeah, that's what we have going on. That's what it's like. Oh, and also we're in Tennessee, so the COVID thing is a raving nightmare, but otherwise it's great.
What's your plans for today?
Well, after this, we are going to go work out, and then we have another interview in a couple hours.
Nice, nice. And Tennessee is great state, musically speaking. I think that Nashville and all that scene there is kind of really, really big. So you guys are fortunate that you are in the heart of the music that's going on. Not only metal, but like Tennessee with all that huge instrumentalists there. I think if I read any interview or of the American musicians like Rick Beato, who has the huge YouTube channel, he always praises the Tennessee and Nashville in general. So you are fortunate to be in the right place, I think. Maybe, I don't know what's the town you are living, but the state is right. Yeah.
No, you're right. And we have a lot of plans for, live videos and going to shows and filming stuff. And Nashville is a great place to do that. But we really started this channel right when COVID hit. So we haven't been able to go to shows or go film any of these ideas that we have. But we are excited to be in Nashville because there's a lot musically going on.
With that said, though, being stuck on our couch talking to people via Zoom has led us to talk to folks in the UK and in Australia and now, of course, in Finland. So I think it's been a net benefit, to be totally honest.
That's
yeah,
true.
and it's great to also do a favor for your channel. Like when we share this video and interview with our followers, they might find your channel, find some new bands. So it's kind of win-win situation, net positive for all us. And I think in life you should strive for that kind of things, like win-win situations.
Hey, can you send us some links of the local bands over there?
If there are any great local bands, he was wondering that he might listen to those bands.
I want to listen to those.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if I can start spitting them right off the top of my head, but we can definitely send some stuff. Yeah, I mean that's
so,
so.
Yeah, we actually haven't dived too deep into the Nashville local scene, but there's a couple places around the United States, like New Jersey, where we've talked to, I think, 6 bands or so from New Jersey. They have a very vibrant hardcore scene. We'll definitely send you some suggestions from there because there are some super small bands making some absolutely fantastic music.
Yeah,
I used to play hardcore.
Oh, nice.
I played guitar on a hardcore band called No Second Thought. It was like almost 5 years, maybe.
Yeah. And they were touring in Europe and in the major cities and countries like in Germany, Spain, UK, France, Austria, Baltic countries. Have you guys ever been in Europe?
I have. Yeah.
Which country?
I've been to 6. I've been to Switzerland, England, France, Belgium, the Netherlands, and Germany.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. I took a plane to Switzerland. And I just kind of worked my way back to the UK, and then I flew home. So, yeah.
Have you guys been to the US?
Yeah. I have been once at New York State. I flew to
JFK.
No. It was mikä se New Jersey kenttä?
What is the airport in the New Jersey?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I know there's a couple.
Yeah, but
I'm not exactly sure, to be honest with you.
this guy went to New Jersey and from there to New York State and in the city Albany.
Yeah, Albany.
Oh,
very nice.
Yeah,
I liked it.
We haven't been in
cool.
the States yet, but I think I would love to go to Miami or the West Coast in the future once the COVID thing goes down. I'm very passionate about the geography of United States. Like when I was little, I crammed up all the 50 states and I can recall them. Like the 50 states game, I can hit all in less than 2 minutes when I write them with computer. So I'm very and
That's awesome.
Appalachian Trail would be nice to do when I have enough free time and money and no stresses. So the geography and the culture there is great. I think you can be proud of your country in some ways.
I really like the food. Like it was really good place. The Five Guys burger place.
Yeah.
What is Finnish food like?
Food, Finnish.
Yes. What is typical Finnish cuisine food? What's a typical meal?
I think it's meatballs, mashed potatoes.
Meatball is more like Swedish thing, I think. We kind of robbed that from Sweden. But, all the stews with beef and pork and potato became a really big thing in the 17th century when they got potato plants there and they started to farm potato. So every food in school is filled with potato, like with the Samwise Gamgee, Lord of the Rings, potatoes, boiled about and sticking in the stew. It's that thing. Then we have bread, like rye bread, not the white bread thing, but very dark bread, and real butter with that. Then Finnish people drink a lot of milk and sour milk, basic, and onions, lots of onions and some other tubers like potatoes. Not so much sweet potato, like sweet potato became a thing here like 5 years ago maybe. When I was in upper secondary, we had a guy that didn't know what the sweet potato was because there was only 5 white potatoes, like the regular ones. So
Right.
I think very basic, and then the cinnamon bunnies, like when you go to pastries and stuff like that.
And fish. A lot of fish.
Fish, yeah.
Salmon. Yeah,
Salmon, yeah.
We have like 1,000 lakes, so you can go fishing everywhere in Finland.
Yeah, just grab your fishing stuff and go near the lake or river or the sea. Like we live in Pori, we are on the coast, west coast, so we have the best beach.
Yeah, we have rivers, we have the sea, we have lakes, and you can go like fishing everywhere.
And it's very unfortunate that Finnish people are kind of blind for their own nature, and they don't see that the grass is very green here. Like they don't appreciate the nature here, like they like to go abroad to do the walking there and trails and stuff like that when we have lots thing to explore here.
Yeah, the whole Finland is like 70% of forest.
Yeah, and it's very regular thing for people to own forest, like own some square meters or square feet, like you say, like many acres of forest. That's like.
So we live in the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah, like fucking cavemen.
That's why paper industry was big here, like the wood industry. They do the paper from the wood, like there are many companies that do that here, like old-fashioned industrial things. So
yeah, but computers ruined it.
all the factories went to Brazil and China, so there's like the shift going on, but we are still doing pretty good, I think.
Yeah, waiting for being shipped in China.
Well, fantastic, guys. We're gonna have to make it out to Finland sometime then. Sounds lovely. Yeah.
And call us so we can arrange your beds here and you can live with us. So
country, so we can pick you up from Helsinki if you come here.
It takes like 3 hours to drive to Helsinki from our town.
Yeah, and when if you drive from there back, we are like on the halfway of Finland. So
Well, once COVID's over, we actually intend to start going to see the bands we've talked to. So we'll let you know if we ever do that.
Oh, yeah,
Nice.
that's cool.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the thing when you the American people go study or work in different states. You might be from Washington and you go to study in California, Stanford or some things like that, and that's nothing for you. Just you just fly there, and people are here afraid, like, oh fuck, I live in Pori, but I have to go to study in Tampere. It's like 150 kilometers, and they think that the 150 kilometers is very far distance. Like when my workplace is 47 kilometers, like 30 miles away from my home, less than 30 miles actually. People were like, how you are able to drive that far to work? It's like 40 fucking minutes. It's nothing. I think that's your advantage when you come here. You see that all the places are very close to each other. So your brains are hardwired in thinking that long distance is nothing. But here, when everything is very close, people tend to think that everything is so far, although they are not.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, guys, do you guys have anything else? I mean, your link to your musics and everything will be in the description of this video.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been great talking to you guys. So yeah, thank you for joining us. By the way, your music is great. I don't think we ever actually just explicitly said that. You guys are doing a great job. I
Thank you.
easily see you guys out there touring with a band like Currents or Polaris or something like that. I think you guys are gonna be great. You've got a great future ahead of you. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you very much. If one question we can ask, what is your favorite song from our catalog? If you can recall the names, we are not pissed off if you don't remember the names. It doesn't matter. But what's your version? What's your version?
pissed off.
What's your version like?
Me and Chris were listening to pretty much everything on your YouTube channel this morning, and there's one, I don't remember the name of it, but the riff is stuck in my head.
he likes Medusa, I think, is the one.
Yeah, nice. That might be my personal favorite also. Like, because it's very simple, raw, it came out very quickly. There is no frills and drills, it's just...
Yeah, very quickly, 5 years.
But the original composition, it was in our drawer for a very long time before we released it.
Yeah.
So we were like doing some other stuff, some other music, and then we remembered, oh, we have this song here, let's take it and release it. So
I think myself might be a little bit partial to From These Walls, but
Nice.
I also think that Medusa is definitely up there. It's between those two for me. But
Yeah.
everything we've been listening to for the last 24 hours has been pretty equal in quality, and that's a good thing. So yeah.
thank you.
Nice, thank you.
Although our genre,
I think the song "The False Perfection" sucks.
yeah.
Well, guys, I think that just about sums it up. Again, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having let us be interviewed. It was
Absolutely.
great talk. Thanks.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right.
See you guys. We really appreciate it.
Thanks.
See ya.
See ya.